Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I got some interesting stuff today. Stick around. Like, comment, subscribe. Hey friends, how's it going today? Today I'm actually going to talk about an issue that is from my past and hopefully going to be very beneficial to your future. Years ago, when I first came into my addiction, I found myself unable to support my habit in a very reliable way by keeping just an over-the-table job. Because I always found that one way or another, I'd end up sick or I'd end up needing dope, and I wouldn't be able to make the time to get everything arranged in my out of work hours. So I'd find myself continuously going and showing up late. And employers only put up with that for so long, right? And having to take off middle of the day to go get more dope and trying to always take off early, taking too many sick days, all kinds of shit. So I was very unreliable in that way. I found myself pushed to alternative methods to start funding my drug habit. And a part of that was drug dealing. And if I found myself in too big of a hole from too much partying or too much stupidity, and I was needing to come up with making more money to try and cover the drugs that I'd taken on front or to even just to use, um, I got into breaking the law. I'd be going out shoplifting. I'd be out stealing. I'd try steal cars. I'd do B&Es to businesses, to homes if I thought nobody was there, right? So what I'm going to cover today is just some of the precautions that you can take that will keep criminals such as I used to be out, right? Some of the things that I'd look for in my targets that would make it so much easier to do. And I have no problem coming out and telling this stuff now because I am extremely ashamed of the depths in which my life had got to. And as big part of it has become now with turning my life around and getting clean is trying to make right some of those wrongs. So I'm truly hoping that this is going to be helpful to some people out there. Okay. And I'm going to cover as much knowledge as I can possibly remember. This might be a couple part series. I'm not sure yet. So bear with me on this. Okay. Um, First and foremost, we'll start on the business level. Okay. Like if I was in stores, things I'd look for were floor walkers, and floor walkers always stuck out easily because whenever they're walking around, they'd always have a basket with one or two things, and they'd just continuously be walking and walking. And if they were around you, you'd see they'd take something off the shelf and put it right back on, right? So we'd be able to avoid them easy enough. And you'd always try to find blind spots inside the stores. Anywhere that cameras didn't cover that well would be a favorite spot. Bathrooms, ideally, because most places you can go to the bathroom, and when you're going in there, you could just bring your cart, leave it outside the bathroom, but you can still grab a few things off of there and while you're in there because it's in a pretty good blind spot, right? Um, Now, for businesses that are easier to target, was any kind of business that use key lock on the outside, but on the inside was just a turn lock. Okay, because it'd be easy enough just to punch a little hole right by where the lock mechanism is, reach in there and turn it to unlock it and open the door. Okay. um Cameras, if there were a lot of cameras, it'd be a little more deterrent, but usually it'd be like, oh, just got to cover up the face and try to function with showing very little, keeping the hands covered and stuff. But the more that I would see like Crime Stopper stickers, I would totally avoid those places because there's a lot more attention paid to them, and there's more chance that it's going to broadcast to a wider audience and a potential to get seen. So those were really good deterrents, is having those in plain sight, and also putting up stickers that say that there's cameras on your property. That is a really good way to keep people like how I used to be away from there. Because once I see that, then I start weighing the risk of, is it going to be worth it? Am I going to be able to gain more than I'm jeopardizing to lose? Coming into vehicles now, okay? Vehicle, or with the businesses, back doors also, if they were solid metal doors, could easily be using enough, if there's no stickers there, just to use a Slim Jim and pop it open. So one other good way is on back doors too, is to put one of those reinforcing double-sided straight metal lack right across there that slide in and out, and it anchors to the door so it cannot be open no matter what, because guaranteed you're not getting that back door open. Anything short of that, it's only a matter of 5 minutes work to actually break those locks open. So that's another really good one. If when I was checking it, um, I'd have uh, a stud sensor or a metal detector that you can run along the inside of the frames, on like the inside of the frames on the wall. So you'd know if there was any kind of a reinforcing bar across it. So make sure there's stickers and things that make real obvious that there's cameras in there, and cameras all around the property. And if you have stickers that say connected to one of like AT&T, how it goes directly to their call center. If I see those kind of stickers, I try to totally avoid it. I would not even worry about it. There's so many places out there. It'd be like, just walk down the street, you'll find somewhere else. It's not worth going into those. So those are really top notch on good deterrents. Okay. Now cars. Okay, doing car hopping, going in to try to get money out of it, electronics, anything like that. Okay, make sure you have nothing of value in sight. If there's nothing in there that you can look through a window and walking by and see, no nice stereo, no electronics like cell phones, laptops, iPods, subs, any kind of good sound systems, amps, shit like that. If you can see it through a window, it's just as easy just to grab a spark plug and pop it, and it doesn't make much noise. You're in and out of there. Usually before even a person can look out the window and run out that door, you can already have what you want and you're gone. Um, Good to have stickers on there saying that it's alarmed, right? Um, those flashing little lights that you can get, like even just the dummy lights up on the dash. Usually, if I'd see one of those, I would not bother because it's not worth it. It's going to be so loud. It's going to bring a lot of a heat and attention onto that vehicle that if I choose to do that one, then I'm going to shoot that whole, like, I won't have a chance to hit anything else on that street because that one's going to be so loud. So I'll just go to the next one. Right. So that's another good one. If you have those stickers that say that it's an alarm, you have that deterrent light, that really helps. Nothing expensive on the seats. Try not to leave cell phones in there, all that stuff. Always make sure if it's in there, it's covered and you can't see it. Never leave purses or wallets, because if that's seen, that's just an easy pop, boom, grab, gone. Right? Just so fast. What else is there now? Homes. Okay, so for private homes, there'd be certain things like sliding glass doors. If they don't have that reinforcing bar, usually put down at the bottom, even in the middle of the door, at the top, those are an easy target, okay? If there's no stickers on the house, if it doesn't say that it's alarmed and connected to alarm company, then it's not going to be that much of a deterrent, okay? Um, Windows, open windows, big target. Usually, whenever going by, if a place is being eyeballed up, if there's open windows, you should come by and you can listen. And 9 out of 10 times, if there's anybody there, you'll hear a TV on, you'll hear noises from talking, you'll hear snoring, right? So open windows are always a big no, 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 no. Even in summertime, unless it's up on the second floor, then it's not as easily accessible, right? But if it looks like a house is empty and there's a window open on the second floor, then odds are, if there's an easy enough way to get up there or a ladder laying around outside, boom, it's going to be entered that way. A big deterrent is no ladders left laying around, okay? Never leave expensive looking boxes and stuff after you order on Amazon or go to the store and order brand new flat screen TVs. All that shit, never ever leave that laying out by your garbage, because every garbage day would come, we'd be able to make a trip and just go around and eyeball, and you'd see where the really expensive stuff was. And then it was just a matter of time of wait and see. So whenever you got expensive stuff, make sure you always break down the boxes, even turn it inside out, make sure like that it's not showing what it's off of, and that it's not showing that it's a big screen TV or something expensive like that. Otherwise, it's going to be more tempting to come back and target that place. So either recycle it properly or else just tear it up, right? Don't leave it sit in a full stand-up box on the street side. Um, Try not to leave boxes laying around from stuff that you bought that are anywhere easily to see, even if you're trying to save it for something else or keep it in the garage or something like that. Because a lot of times, if people are going to come and break into your garage, they're going to look around and see if there's any kind of boxes used like for just storing stuff. And if it's for, let's say, a big screen TV or a sound system, right? And there's just other junk in that box, we're going to think this house has that nice system in there. So it's worth taking note and remembering this, right? Um, Even on garages, make sure you have alarm force stickers that say you guys have connection to an instant response alarm system. Big deterrent, right? Um, Windows, try to always keep them covered into garages, because if I could see in there, I could see if there was expensive stuff or not. And if I seen expensive stuff, I would target it. Um, Make sure if you have bikes and stuff, or you have kids that have their bikes and stuff, always keep them locked up and not out laying around in the wide open, because no matter what, that's an easy targetable thing, because that's worth money, right? You can just grab it and sell it easy peasy. So always try to keep them out of sight and either locked up inside or locked up under the steps, somewhere like that, so they're not so easy to see just walking by if you glance in. Okay. Dirt bikes, stuff like that. Always try to keep them inside of a carport in uh gazebo, somewhere where they're not fully exposed and easy to see. Because if you see a dirt bike out there, and even if it's locked, it's not very much to cut a lock. Doesn't really matter what kind it is, you just need the right tools for it. Even those wire, what are they called? Those woven wire cables, those are easy enough. You just need a pair of side cutters, and you just cut one little wire at a time. You can cut through an inch and a half big around wire in a matter of not even 10 minutes, right? So make sure that your backyards are really well lit. Same with the front yards. Keep it very well lit. It's a big deterrent, because any criminal does not want a really well lit place where there's a better chance of them getting seen by a neighbor or something. If it's dark and hard to be seen, then guaranteed it's an easy target. That's where you want to be prowling because you can't be seen so easy, right? Um, Try not to, if you're leaving for work and stuff like that, try not to take off while your carport is still open. Make sure that when you're leaving that you let it close completely. Otherwise, you never know who could be looking, who could be driving around, who could be prowling, and they see that. And if they can look in that easy, there's a good target. And depending also on what kind of garage openers you guys have, it makes for an easy entry. A lot of times I could go around because I did work on garage doors, right? In my younger years. So I started learning all the hacks for being able to open up a door without sensors and stuff like that. So if a person can see what kind of garage system you have, like what kind of a garage door opener system you have, can make it a lot easier to get in too. Okay, because in certain places there's trips for them. Um, what else now? So well lit. If you're going to work and stuff like that, um, on the main floor, try to keep the blinds drawn and leave something on for noise. So no matter what, it sounds like there's a TV or something going, because that's a really good deterrent. Because if somebody coming by to break in somewhere hears a TV on, they instinctively think, oh, wait, somebody might be in there watching TV right now, right? Even if there's not going to be anyone there, leave it on for the pet. Okay, because pets are easy enough to persuade. Unless you have your animal trained to be a guard dog, all you have to do is just keep a pack of sandwich meat in your pocket and you can best friend any pet, no problem. So always make sure you have sound emanating from inside of the place somewhere. It's going to be your best line of defense. Okay. Um, I think for now we've covered quite a bit here. I hope this is going to be helpful for you guys. If you have any kind of questions whatsoever, leave them down in the or in the comments below. Throw me a like. It really helps me out, okay? And subscribe if you find this kind of stuff useful. I love covering all kinds of stuff on this channel. Okay, I'm also a storyteller, so I find all kinds of stories to be reading and sharing. Anything that can either be found as funny and uplifting, anything informative, celebrity gossip. I'm also going to be getting myself into a part on Haida culture because I am First Nations. So one thing I'm really looking forward to do is I'm going to be opening up my own business here in the next year or so. That's going to be bringing a lot more awareness to people and letting them see what our older teachings were like. The stuff that's all slipping away now for like Haida language, how to harvest and get medicine, how to work with cedar, how to do beading, how to do wood carving, how to get uh, protective materials like devil's club or stinging nettles, because all of those things play a part between spiritual warfare and even physical, right? You can turn a lot of your luck around by this stuff. So if you find any of this stuff interesting, subscribe. You'll be able to catch up on my first releases of everything and you'll be staying in the know. So if you've liked it, throw me a like, comment, subscribe. I love you guys. Thank you for spending this time with me, man. I look forward to our next time, okay? Peace!